Underneath the ancient stones of Jerusalem, beneath the Temple Mount itself, something is happening, something that scientists can't explain, and religious scholars are too afraid to talk about openly. For centuries, this sacred site has been at the center of prophecy, war, and divine mystery. But now, new discoveries and strange phenomena are emerging from deep below the surface, signs that many believe are connected to the fulfillment of end-times prophecy. Everything began when sensors placed around the old city started picking up unusual vibrations deep underground. They weren't normal tremors caused by tectonic movement. The readings seemed to follow a pattern, almost rhythmic, as if something alive was stirring beneath the foundations. Israeli archaeologists, working quietly under special authorization, were among the first to report hearing strange sounds, low-frequency rumbles, echoing through ancient tunnels that haven't been opened in more than 2,000 years. Some even described it as a heartbeat coming from beneath the Temple Mount. At first, these reports were dismissed as myths or overreactions to routine geological activity. But as weeks passed, the pattern became more defined. Instruments detected a pulsing vibration, exactly at the same coordinates, believed to mark the location of the Holy of Holies, the most sacred chamber of Solomon's temple, where the Ark of the Covenant was once kept. Could it be possible that something beneath that site is awakening? Local authorities quickly restricted access to several underground areas near the western wall and the dome of the rock. But satellite scans and leaked images from ground-penetrating radar began circulating online, showing hollow structures that shouldn't exist, chambers and corridors perfectly aligned with the descriptions found in ancient biblical text. The resemblance was too precise to ignore. Then came the sound. Dozens of people who lived near the old city began recording a deep, metallic hum that seemed to rise from below the ground, resonating through the stone walls of Jerusalem. Some said it felt like the city itself was groaning, a warning or a call from the past. Videos of this phenomenon quickly went viral, though many were later removed or flagged as unverified. Still, the people who heard it insist it was real, and many of them described the same chilling feeling, a sense that something holy, yet terrifying, is about to happen. The strangest part of all this is how these recent events align with prophecies written thousands of years ago. In the book of Isaiah, it is written that in the last days, the foundations of Zion would tremble, and hidden things would be revealed. The book of Daniel also speaks of a time when knowledge shall increase, and the secrets sealed until the end would finally come to light. Could what is happening beneath the Temple Mount be part of that revelation? Scientists from several institutions tried to study the area using modern technology, but the results only deepened the mystery. Sensors malfunctioned near the site, and drones sent to map the underground corridors lost signal at the exact same coordinates. Equipment batteries drained instantly, as if an invisible force was interfering. Experts in geology and physics have no explanation for it. Some suspect magnetic anomalies, while others quietly admit that something beyond science might be at play. Meanwhile, local witnesses continue to report flashes of light emerging from cracks in the old stones at night. Short bursts of golden glow, visible only for a few seconds. Tourists who happened to be near the area captured some of these moments on video. But again, many clips vanished shortly after being uploaded. People began calling it the awakening beneath the mount. What could possibly be causing these strange events? Some rabbis believe the earth itself is reacting to divine timing, that what was once sealed beneath the Temple Mount is preparing to be revealed. Others, including Christian scholars, link this phenomenon to the prophecies about the rebuilding of the Third Temple, a major sign that the return of Christ and the final events of Revelation are drawing near. The most shocking discovery came just days ago, when an underground imaging team reportedly found a massive stone structure that matches ancient descriptions of the foundation stone, the very place where Abraham was believed to have prepared to sacrifice Isaac. According to legend, it is also the point where heaven and earth are said to connect, the center of creation itself. And now, energy readings around that area are unlike anything recorded before. What's happening under the Temple Mount has left scientists speechless, but those who know prophecy see a clear message. Time is running out. The earth is groaning, and Jerusalem is once again becoming the focal point of divine movement. The convergence of these signs, from the trembling ground to the unexplainable lights, feels like a prophetic countdown that no one can stop. as tension rises across the Middle East, as Israel faces threats from surrounding nations, and the world edges closer to chaos. These mysterious events beneath the Temple Mount may not be coincidences. They could be the very signs that prophets like Ezekiel, Daniel, and John foresaw the awakening of what was once hidden, preparing the stage for what's to come. In moments like this, one can't help but ask, are we witnessing the fulfillment of ancient prophecy right before our eyes? Or is humanity on the brink of discovering something far greater, a truth buried beneath the foundations of faith and time itself? Imagine what could happen if the tunnels below the Temple Mount were fully revealed, if the Ark of the Covenant or the true Holy of Holies were uncovered. The discovery would not only shake the religious world, but could change global politics, beliefs, and the course of history itself. Could that be why access remains so tightly controlled? Even now, reports continue to emerge from local sources claiming that unusual vibrations are growing stronger, and that a faint, glowing mist has been seen seeping from the cracks near the eastern wall, the very wall believed to face the coming of the Messiah. What if this is not a natural occurrence, but a divine signal? Every prophecy has its moment of unveiling, and perhaps, beneath the heart of Jerusalem, that moment is happening right now, hidden from cameras, beyond scientific explanation, but aligned perfectly with everything foretold in Scripture. The question is, how much longer before it can no longer be hidden? If you felt something unusual in your spirit while hearing about this, that deep sense of anticipation, or even fear, you're not alone. Many believers around the world feel the same way, sensing that the shaking beneath Jerusalem is more than geological, it's spiritual, it's prophetic. What do you think is really happening beneath the Temple Mount? Could this be the sign of a great unveiling, or a warning of what's coming next? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Right, the awakening has begun. If you believe, this could be a divine sign, or still watching if you're waiting for more proof. In the days that followed the first strange tremors beneath the Temple Mount, the atmosphere in Jerusalem began to change. The air itself felt heavier, charged with something invisible, yet deeply unsettling. Locals started describing a sense of unease, as though the city was holding its breath, waiting for something to emerge from beneath its ancient stones. Pilgrims who came to pray at the Western Wall spoke of hearing whispers carried by the wind, voices that didn't seem human, repeating words in a language no one could recognize. Security cameras in the old city captured flickers of light moving across the stones of the eastern gate in the middle of the night, flashes that looked almost intentional, as if someone or something was signaling from beyond. Officials tried to downplay it, calling it a trick of the camera or natural light reflections. But when several of these recordings appeared to show the exact same pattern of movement, night after night, silence fell over the investigation. Soon after, the videos vanished from the internet. The people who uploaded them said their accounts had been deleted, or their footage corrupted. It was as if something wanted this story to disappear before anyone could connect the dots. At the same time, deep underground, the strange pulses continued. Some of the researchers stationed near the site began to experience vivid dreams. They described seeing vast halls made of gold and light, buried beneath the city, and a powerful presence that seemed to call out their name. One scientist, who later resigned and left the country, wrote in his private journal that he felt as if something ancient was waking up beneath the Temple Mount, something that remembers every sacrifice, every prayer, and every drop of blood ever spilled there. His words were dismissed as stress-induced hallucination, yet others who entered the same tunnels reported the same vision. It's hard to ignore how all these phenomena seem to echo prophecies from the books of Ezekiel and Zechariah, texts that describe the shaking of Jerusalem and the return of divine glory to the Temple Mount. But what if these prophecies were not just symbolic? What if they were describing real, physical manifestations that would occur in the last days? Even secular archaeologists now admit that the ground beneath Jerusalem is unlike anywhere else on Earth. There are layers of ancient architecture, tunnels upon tunnels, some dating back to before Solomon's temple. What might be hidden in the deepest of those layers, the ones no one dares to explore? A few weeks after the first signs, new reports emerged of strange electromagnetic interference over the mount. Pilots flying near the area reported brief malfunctions in their instruments, as if a strong pulse of energy was rising from below the city. Some satellites detected a spike in infrared radiation directly above the dome of the rock, the kind of energy release that shouldn't exist naturally in that location. Experts offered explanations involving underground gas, heat, or static buildup, but none of those theories matched the exact reading. Something beneath the Temple Mount was releasing energy, and no one could explain why. Then, something even stranger occurred. During one of the nightly prayers at the western wall, several witnesses saw a faint golden light emerge from a crack in the stones. The glow lasted only a few seconds, but those who saw it described feeling a warmth in their chest, as if their hearts were being drawn toward the light. Some fell to their knees, others fled in fear. The event was caught by a few mobile phones before authorities quickly cleared the area. The footage was immediately removed from online platforms, but not before a few screenshots circulated enough to ignite a storm of speculation. Could this light be connected to what's happening underground? Some rabbis whispered that it was a sign of the Shekinah, the divine presence beginning to manifest again over Jerusalem. Others warned that it might be a false light, a deception meant to test the faithful before the coming of the final days. Meanwhile, Christian prophecy watchers pointed to Revelation chapter 11, which speaks of the temple of God being opened and the ark of his covenant being seen again. Could this be the beginning of that prophecy unfolding? There are also rumors that ancient relics have been found in sealed chambers beneath the city, artifacts that could confirm the existence of Solomon's temple or even the Ark of the Covenant itself. But none of this has been officially confirmed. Whistleblowers claim that excavation work has already gone far deeper than what's been publicly admitted. They speak of metallic walls, inscriptions in forgotten languages, and symbols that glow faintly when exposed to light. What's most chilling is that some of these inscriptions appear to reference the name of God in a form never before recorded. A team of foreign scientists allegedly brought in to study these findings left Jerusalem after only a few days. They refused to speak publicly, but one anonymous researcher told a journalist that what they found did not belong to any known period of human history. Whatever lies beneath the mount, it's rewriting what we thought we knew about our origins and our future. But if these discoveries are so extraordinary, why are they being kept from the world? Why would governments, scientists, and religious institutions remain silent about something that could change history forever? Some believe it's because the truth would be too destabilizing, that revealing what's really under the Temple Mount could trigger a global spiritual and political crisis. Others believe it's because those in power are preparing for something much greater, something that will be unveiled only when the world is ready, or perhaps when the final prophecy demands it. More and more, the events in Jerusalem seem to align with signs appearing across the world. Rivers turning red in unexpected places, mysterious trumpeting sounds echoing in the skies of multiple nations, and rare celestial phenomena aligning directly over Israel. It's as if the earth itself is sending signal, reminders that time is converging towards something monumental. And yet, despite all this, the media remains silent. Major outlets refuse to cover it, labeling every eyewitness account as superstition or conspiracy. But how long can the truth remain buried? If the shaking continued, if the light returns, if the hidden chambers beneath the Temple Mount are finally opened, what will it mean for humanity? Think about this. Every empire that has touched Jerusalem has fallen in the same pattern. Babylon, Rome, the Ottomans. Each rose to power, reached the gates of the Temple Mount, and then collapsed. Could this be more than coincidence? Could it be that the Mount itself holds a divine mechanism, one that activates when humanity crosses a line it was never meant to cross? Some scholars quietly suggest that the Mount acts as a spiritual gate, a portal between dimensions, between heaven and earth. If that's true, what happens when that gate begins to open again? People are beginning to notice the signs. Pilgrims report that birds no longer land on certain sections of the Temple Mount. Animals avoid the eastern side entirely. Magnetic compasses spin wildly near the sealed gate, and beneath it all, that steady rhythmic vibration continues, as though the heart of the world itself is beginning to beat again. What if everything happening beneath Jerusalem is connected to a larger pattern, a chain reaction that will unfold across the earth? The prophecies speak of the shaking of nations, of wars and rumors of war, of heavenly signs and earthly turmoil. And now, all of it seems to be happening at once. Could it be that what's buried beneath the Temple Mount is not just an artifact, but the key to understanding what's coming next? There's a growing belief among watchers and theologians alike that the veil separating the spiritual and physical worlds is thinning, and Jerusalem stands at the center of that convergence. Perhaps that's why the energy readings, the sounds, and the lights are all intensifying. The Temple Mount could be responding to a cosmic alignment, one that was predicted long ago in sacred texts, waiting for this very generation to witness it. If that's true, then the silence from officials makes sense. The truth would terrify the world, because it would mean the timeline of prophecy is not theoretical, it's unfolding right now. And so we're left to wonder, what lies beneath those ancient stones? What power sleeps under Jerusalem's sacred ground, waiting for the appointed hour to rise again? The more they try to hide it, the clearer it becomes that something extraordinary is approaching. Something neither science nor religion can fully explain. The earth is trembling, the signs are multiplying, and whether you believe in coincidence or prophecy, one thing is certain: Jerusalem is waking up. The question is, are we ready for what's coming? If you've made it this far, it means you feel the same pull, that deep sense that something extraordinary is unfolding before our very eyes. So don't miss what's coming next. Subscribe now and stay among the few who truly understand what's happening in these prophetic times. Leave a like if you felt that strange connection while watching. And in the comments write, "I can feel the signs," so I'll know you're one of the few still watching closely. And whatever you do, don't look away. Yet the next video that's appearing on your screen holds something even more mysterious, something only those who stay until the end will understand.